What's going on, everyone? It's your girl Ali Carolina. Thank you so much for stopping by. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I use this 1970s Crock-r-Cooker that I found at my local Goodwill for $5. Yes, you heard that right, $5. I'm going to be using this to see how long it takes for it to melt down 2 pounds of 464 GB soy wax from Candle Science. So if you guys are interested in this type of video, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, so this is the metal pitcher that I will be using to measure out 2 pounds of the 464 Golden Brands soy wax, and I get this from Candle Science. I'm just showing you that it's really clean and it's sanitized. A little bit of hot water, dish soap did the job. Right now I'm just showing you that, it's very hot to the touch, so we are going on the right path here. So right now I am about to start measuring 2 pounds of the wax using my handy dandy kitchen scale and my large metal pitcher. Okay, so we are almost full, and right now we're holding 2 pounds of soy wax, and I'm just gonna pour it right in. I wanted to do little by little, but then I was like, whatever, let's just do the whole thing. It is very warm on the outside, so I can only imagine how hot it was on the inside. So I found this ruler at my local antique shop, and I thought it would be perfect to help me mix these 2 pounds of soy wax. So that's what I'm going to be using. You guys, your girl is on a budget. And then I also found this ladle for $1, and I like the fact that it has the hook and it's a plastic holder, so I will not get burned. I also like the little beaker on the side. And all I'm showing you here is that I'm going to be able to transfer the liquid soy into my pitcher. So here I'm just moving the flakes around, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but on the edges it was already melted, and you can tell that it was already liquefying. So that got me excited. I'm just moving it around because it was starting to melt. Okay, so here we are 20 minutes in, and I had to close it because I was noticing that it was taking a little longer than it should be taking for it to melt. So I went out and I got a lid. I ended up closing it, and of course, duh, the heat stays in and it melts a lot quicker. So here you guys can see that there's a lot of liquid on the bottom, and we're just gonna let it melt. And guys, this ruler saved my life. So here I'm just showing you that it's the Candle Science Golden Brand 464 soy wax, and it's the 10-pound bag that I have. I'm almost through. I'm so excited because I will be restocking very, very soon. Here we are 30 minutes in, and as you guys can see, it looks like clumped up cheese. but a little mix and it will get the job going. Look at that. And we are using my broken handy dandy thermometer. I still haven't had a chance to go get a new one, but I will be getting a new one very soon because I literally cut my fingers every time I use it. But I thought that it would be a great idea to start measuring temperatures. You don't want this to overheat because you don't want your wax to burn at all, because then it just won't hold any fragrance and it just won't work. So measure the temperature. Okay, here we are 45 minutes in. As you guys can see, it's already starting to clear up and the temperature is already high. Alright guys, so these are the containers that I will be using. Everybody is going bananas for these containers, and I was lucky enough to find two at one of my local Dollar Trees. So I will be using these stickers, these wick stickers from Amazon, and I measured out the diameter of the container, and the closest wick that I had at hand to work was the CD18 pre-tabbed wick from Candle Science. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna test these to see how they work. So don't quote me on that just yet. I'm gonna make a video to show you guys if it worked or not. So very, very easy. All you do is you grab your wick and your wick sticker, place the wick sticker at the bottom, remove the little extra paper there, and you center it, and then you just put it on, stick it on. And then I use the metal bow tie wick holders to hold them in place. Okay, so we are back at the Crock-r pot. Mind you, this is a 1970s version. It's a vintage one now. So we're looking at the temperature, and it looks like it's about 165 degrees Fahrenheit, so we are looking good. The soy wax is liquefied completely, and it's at a clear color, so we are almost there, guys. It's the perfect time to measure out our fragrance oils. When I started doing this video, I thought that these pumpkins could hold up to 4 ounces each, but you guys will see when I start pouring that I find out that they actually hold 8 ounces each. So luckily, I was already thinking of using 8 ounces of soy wax, so my fragrance oils were perfect for that. I'm using dulce de leche and toasted pumpkin spice to go with the fall theme here. And since we are doing 8 ounces of soy wax, I'm going to be using a 50-50 ratio. So we're going to be doing 0.40. And yes, I did pour a little too much, so I had to pour some back out there. But we're doing 0.40 ounces of toasted pumpkin spice and 0.40 ounces of dulce de leche, and it's going to be a sweet cinnamon pumpkin type of scent, if you guys are wondering what that smells like. Mind you, this is enough for one of the pumpkin candles. And here I am just stirring up my fragrance oils. Okay, it is that time to pour our melted wax here. So remember that I'm using 8 ounces of soy wax, so that's what we're going to be measuring out. Using the ladle, I am going to be measuring that out. I'm just showing you there that we reached temperature, which is 185 degrees Fahrenheit, which is perfect to add your fragrance oils and any colors. I don't use any colors at all, but I do use fragrance oils. Okay, and we are turning off our crock pot here. Okay, so making sure that we're still at 185 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm just going to add my fragrance oil, mix it, and we will be ready to pour, making sure that we leave the wax to cool off till about 135-ish. And that's where we're at. We're a little bit below 130, but that's fine. The cooler it is, the better it is. And this is where I figured out that it indeed held 8 ounces each. So I went ahead and I poured some of the wax from the second pumpkin into the first one to fill it up, and then I went and I redid the fragrance oil and got another 8 ounces ready to go to fill out the second pumpkin, which is what I just did right now. And we're done. So now we're gonna put these off to the side to let them cool off, and give it about 24 hours for them to completely be at a solid state, and then you can trim your wicks and clean the vessel. So as I was doing this, I got out my bubble candle mold, and I went and I got some more of the liquid wax, taking advantage of the fact that I had more wax to play with. So I'm going to be doing a bubble candle using the same fragrance. All right, so this bubble candle holds up to 4 ounces of soy wax. So all I did was, do my measurements in half basically, and the rest of the melted wax that I had, I just kind of poured it off to top off the pumpkin containers here. So for 4 ounces of soy wax, and we're doing a 50-50, I ended up doing a 0.20 of toasted pumpkin spice and 0.20 of the dulce de leche. And any extra wax that I have, I like to just pile them up on this little container that I got from Hobby Lobby. These containers were the very first ones that I worked with to, see if I was going to enjoy candle making, and I did. So here we are. So this is 24 hours later. Right now I'm gonna show you how I take out the bubble candle. You guys can see that it's not smooth. None of the tops came out smooth, and the reason for that was probably because on these the wax was probably too hot. But that's not a problem. If you guys have a heat gun, I will show you guys how to use that. I'm just showing you that I left a little tip on the other side, and we're gonna cut that tip off of the wick. So this is the heat gun that I got. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I think it was like $20 if I'm not mistaken. So all we're gonna do is turn the heat gun onto a medium setting. You want to turn it on and kind of let it get warm for a little bit, and then you can go ahead and start. So I was just testing it to see how hot it was shooting. All you want to do is slowly go around the edges and over the wick. You don't want to get it directly on the wick because it can catch on fire. But what you do want is to melt that bottom piece and just let it cool off again. So here I'm just tapping any air bubbles that might be around there, loosening it up to make sure that the melted wax gets where it needs to get. And once it's cooled off, you're gonna have a very nice smooth top to that bubble candle. In this case, the bottom of the candle. But here we definitely want it to look smooth. We don't want it to look like that, okay? That will not cut it. So what we're gonna do is the same thing. We're gonna use our heat gun to heat up the top, melt it a little bit, and make sure that that does not stay on there. Guys, and I'm melting this. It smelled so freaking good. You guys have no idea. It's a sweet pumpkin with cinnamon smell. It smells heavenly. And yep, I was a little too close, so it started to spill a little bit, but that's not a problem. I just put it off to the side. And on this one, I'm just kind of remelting it. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't perfect. And so, you know, when you start making candles and you see perfection, you want everything to look perfect. So we're just gonna help it out just a little bit. And we're done. Well, I was just showing you that it has 3 levels. It has 2 levels. So I'm just showing you that I used it on the medium setting. Okay, so it's been a little over 2 hours, and here we are again. I'm about to trim it. I'm about to take it out of the mold and trim the end part and see how it looks. Hopefully it doesn't crumble on me. With these, you have to be super gentle. As you can see, it was a little flaky, and I think it's because of the fact that I didn't let it cure. I guess if I let it cure for a little bit longer, then it would have not been that flaky, but you just never know. And keep in mind that this is 464. It's not the wax melt wax that you want to use or the tart wax that you want to use, but it works. I mean, I'm just playing with these. It's not like I'm gonna sell the bubble candles, but yeah, these are for me and my family who enjoy these. So right now I'm just trimming the bottom piece, and I'm just kind of massaging it in. Since it is a soft wax, it just kind of melts as you touch it, and so there you don't really see the bottom part anymore of the wick. And it came out really, really beautiful, very shiny. I don't see any type of frosting on there, and it smelled so good. Okay, cleaning my surface off just a little bit so I don't get any wax or any more wax on the bottom of these containers. I will clean them out eventually. But here I'm just trimming the end piece of the wicks, making them more presentable, cleaning off the edges. And like I said, I will be detailing these containers afterwards. But this was just a quick, you know, way to clean them and show you guys what the end results are. Okay, that's what they look like when they're closed. Guys, I fell in love with this DIY project. It is unbelievable. But yeah, you can find these vessels at Dollar Tree. I'm sure that a lot of people have ordered them online, especially us candle makers. And the bubble mold, you can find that on Amazon as well. If you guys like this video, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.